The internet is absolutely full of myths and urban legends. From claims of aliens crashing on Earth and UFOs being hidden on military bases to secret chambers behind Mount Rushmore, conspiracy theories have found their way into every corner of modern culture. Some of these are hilariously absurd, while others have just enough mystery to make people wonder, what if? Maybe it's the thrill of the unknown. Maybe it's just boredom. Either way, people love a good mystery. So today, we're diving headfirst into the 15 most bizarre conspiracy theories ever. Some will make you laugh, others might just make you wonder if we're all living in some kind of elaborate cover-up. So, stay till the end. You never know which one might change how you see the world. Let's start off with number 15. Aliens built the Egyptian pyramids. The idea that aliens built the Egyptian pyramids is one of the most persistent conspiracy theories out there. Some claim that the Great Pyramid of Giza couldn't have been built by human hands alone, arguing that ancient Egyptians lacked the tools or knowledge to construct something so precise. Historians, however, disagree. The pyramids were built over 85 years, sometime between 2589 and 2504 BC, using tens of thousands of skilled laborers, not aliens. Yet high-profile figures like Elon Musk and Joe Rogan have spread this myth, fueling its popularity. Critics argue that this theory isn't just absurd, it's rooted in racism. Ancient structures in Europe, like those in Greece and Rome, don't face the same scrutiny. Scholars say this reflects a Eurocentric bias, dismissing the intelligence and ingenuity of non-European civilizations. So, while some may joke that aliens did it, the reality is that human ingenuity is responsible for these incredible monuments. But still, the question is, how these dudes build such a thing? Number 14. The Earth is actually flat. Despite centuries of scientific evidence, flat Earth theories refuse to die. At the 2017 Flat Earth International Conference, figures like Mark Sargent pushed the idea that Earth is a flat disk surrounded by an ice wall, much like a giant stage under a dome. Think The Truman Show, but worse. There isn't extensive polling on how many people believe this, but younger generations seem more susceptible. The theory, laughable as it sounds, is part of a larger trend of science skepticism, lumping flat earthers alongside anti-vaxxers and climate change deniers. Netflix's Behind the Curve accidentally debunked the theory when flat earthers themselves conducted an experiment, only to prove the Earth is round. Yet the movement persists, feeding into distrust of institutions and mainstream science. What starts as questioning the shape of the Earth can spiral into rejecting everything from vaccines to space travel, a slippery slope with real-world consequences. Number 13. COVID-19 as population control. The COVID-19 pandemic came with an avalanche of conspiracy theories, each one wilder than the last. Some claimed the vaccine contained a microchip to track people, while others insisted Bill Gates engineered the virus to control the population. Another popular claim? The fatality rate was wildly inflated as part of a global scheme. Despite overwhelming scientific evidence, misinformation thrived. Then President Donald Trump downplayed the virus, calling it no more dangerous than the flu and predicting it would disappear like a miracle. Some Republican lawmakers suggested COVID-19 was a Chinese bioweapon, while others fueled distrust in vaccines. The chaos of political polarization, misinformation, and public health failures created the perfect storm for conspiracy theorists. Even today, with millions of deaths worldwide, these false claims persist. But here's the reality. COVID-19 wasn't a hoax. It wasn't a tracking device, and it wasn't a secret population control plan. It was a global health crisis, and it can come back. Number 12. There is a killer planet known as Nibiru. For decades, doomsday theorists have warned about Nibiru, a rogue planet supposedly on a collision course with Earth. The story began in 1976, when author Zecharia Sitchin claimed he had translated ancient Sumerian texts that described a mysterious planet beyond Neptune that orbits the Sun every 3,600 years. The theory gained momentum when Nancy Leader, a self-proclaimed psychic, claimed aliens had warned her about Nibiru's impending collision in 2003. When that didn't happen, the date was conveniently pushed to 2012, coinciding with the infamous Mayan doomsday prophecy. Despite zero scientific evidence, the myth persists. No astronomer has ever detected Nibiru, and NASA has debunked it multiple times. Yet for some, the idea of a mysterious planet lurking in the shadows remains too exciting to let go. Now here's the reality-shaking part. If Nibiru were real, we would have seen it by now, or, well, been obliterated. Number 11. Top Democrats are behind a child sex ring. In 2016, leaked emails from John Podesta, Hillary Clinton's campaign chairman, ignited one of the most unhinged conspiracy theories in modern history. Pizzagate, as it became known, claimed that a child sex trafficking ring was being run out of the Comet Ping Pong Pizzeria in Washington, D.C. The so-called evidence? Podesta's email mentioned cheese pizza, which conspiracy theorists insisted was code for child pornography. The theory gained traction on 4chan and far-right circles, culminating in a 28-year-old man storming the pizzeria with an AR-15 rifle. After searching the place and finding nothing, he fired a shot into a locked door before surrendering. Despite being thoroughly debunked, Pizzagate laid the groundwork for QAnon, a movement that took the conspiracy even further, claiming that powerful elites harvest children's blood to stay young. Even Alex Jones has distanced himself from it, which tells you everything you need to know. Number 10. There is a face on Mars. In 1976, NASA's Viking 1 spacecraft captured an image of what appeared to be a massive face on Mars. Within days, theories spread. Was this proof of an ancient Martian civilization? Did aliens leave a monument behind? NASA quickly explained that the face was simply a rock formation casting shadows, an optical illusion known as pareidolia, our tendency to see faces in random objects. But that didn't stop believers. Some claimed NASA covered up the truth, while others insisted that higher-resolution images in 1998 and 2001 were altered to make the face disappear. In reality, the clearer images revealed what NASA had said all along. It's just a rocky hill with oddly placed shadows. Still, for those who want to believe, the face on Mars remains a symbol of the possibility of extraterrestrial life, or at least, of our desire to find it. Number 9. Area 51 is home to aliens and government secrets. Few places are more synonymous with UFO conspiracies than Area 51. Tucked away in the Nevada desert, this top-secret U.S. military base has long fueled speculation about alien experiments and reverse-engineered alien technology. The legend dates back to 1947, when farmer Mac Brazel found strange debris near Roswell, New Mexico. The government initially reported it as a flying disc, only to later claim it was a weather balloon, a suspiciously quick reversal that sparked decades of speculation. While declassified documents confirm that Area 51 was used for Cold War-era aircraft testing, its classified status keeps the rumors alive. Some claim it houses time travel experiments, teleportation projects, or even a weather control program. Will we ever know the truth? Probably not. But until then, Area 51 remains the ultimate mystery, attracting UFO hunters, conspiracy theorists, and the occasional viral Facebook raid attempt. Number 8. There's a hidden chamber behind Mount Rushmore. It sounds like something straight out of National Treasure, but there really is a hidden chamber behind Mount Rushmore. However, it's not filled with government secrets or lost gold, just a memorial to the monument's sculptor, Gutzon Borglum. In 1938, Borglum began work on what he called the Hall of Records, a 74-foot-long chamber behind Abraham Lincoln's head. His grand vision? A massive staircase leads to a vault housing the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and America's most important historical records. But in 1939, funding was cut, and Borglum died before the project could be completed. In 1998, a small collection of historical panels was placed inside the unfinished chamber, but the public wasn't allowed inside. Naturally, conspiracy theories have filled the gaps. Some claim it hides classified documents, alien evidence, or even a secret government bunker. The truth? Less dramatic, but still intriguing. Number 7. Mass shootings like Sandy Hook were false flags. After 20 first graders and 6 staff members were murdered at Sandy Hook Elementary in 2012, conspiracy theorist Alex Jones spread a sickening lie. The massacre never happened, and the grieving parents were actors in a staged event meant to push gun control laws. Jones was eventually sued for defamation and lost, but the damage was already done. Sandy Hook families received death threats, some were harassed into proving their children existed, and theories spread like wildfire. This wasn't an isolated case. After 17 students were murdered in Parkland, Florida, survivors were called crisis actors. When a shooter killed 58 people in Las Vegas, theories spread that he didn't act alone. Every mass shooting is met with some version of this claim, that the deep state orchestrates these tragedies to justify stricter gun laws. Yet here's a question. If mass shootings were staged to push gun control, why hasn't the U.S. actually passed stricter gun laws? Maybe, just maybe, these events are exactly what they seem. Number 6. Myths about the Holocaust. Between 1941 and 1945, Nazi Germany carried out the systematic genocide of 6 million Jews. Yet, despite overwhelming evidence, some still deny or distort the facts. A 2014 Anti-Defamation League survey across 100 countries found that only 30% of respondents believed the Holocaust happened as recorded in history books. Disturbingly, younger generations were even more likely to question its accuracy. While lack of education plays a role, conspiracy theorists have fueled Holocaust denial by claiming the event was exaggerated or even fabricated to advance Jewish interests. Historian Deborah E. Lipstadt categorizes deniers into 2 groups: hardcore skeptics who claim it never happened, and those who acknowledge it but downplay its scale or question the use of gas chambers. She poses a simple question. For deniers to be right, who has to be wrong? Survivors? Eyewitnesses? Even the perpetrators never denied their crimes. Number 5. The CIA's role in JFK's assassination. When President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in 1963, the nation was shocked. But the real mystery deepened 2 days later when his alleged assassin, Lee Harvey Oswald, was gunned down on live television by Jack Ruby. From that moment, speculation about a cover-up exploded. By the late 1960s, over 50% of Americans believed Oswald didn't act alone, and as of 2017, 61% still suspected a broader conspiracy. One of the most popular theories is that the CIA orchestrated the assassination in response to JFK's failed Bay of Pigs invasion. Even Bobby Kennedy initially suspected rogue CIA agents were involved. Others claim a second shooter was present, a theory seemingly backed by a 1978 House Select Committee that found a probable conspiracy. Then there's the mob theory, suggesting JFK was killed to punish Bobby Kennedy for cracking down on organized crime. So what's the truth? Well, still up for debate. Number 4. The moon landing was faked. In 1969, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to walk on the moon, or so we're told. By the 1970s, 30% of Americans believed the moon landing was staged, thanks in part to William Casing, whose book We Never Went to the Moon claimed the footage was filmed in Area 51. The so-called evidence, shadows that appear inconsistent, a flag that waves in space, and the lack of visible stars in photos. In reality, these claims have been debunked repeatedly, yet the theory persists. Even in 2019, 10% of Americans still believe the landing was a hoax. NASA has invited skeptics, including NBA star Steph Curry, for a tour of their lunar lab. But let's be honest, some people will always choose conspiracy over science. As for now, many big companies like SpaceX have launched rockets to Mars, but we still hope to see the day when people actually land on Mars and make us believe that the moon landing wasn't just a staged event. What do you think about it? Was this moon landing was fake? Number 3. Princess Diana's death was no accident. Everyone knows about this one. When Princess Diana died in a 1997 car crash, conspiracy theories surfaced almost immediately. Was it just a tragic accident or something more sinister? At the time, she was dating Dodi Fayed, an Egyptian film producer rumored to be planning a proposal. His father, Mohammed Al-Fayed, claimed the British monarchy orchestrated their deaths to prevent Diana's sons from having a Muslim stepfather. Another theory suggests the driver, Henry Paul, was working for an intelligence agency and intentionally crashed the car. Some even argue that Diana's medical treatment was deliberately delayed, pointing to differences between French and American emergency protocols. In France, stabilization comes first, while in the US, the priority is hospital transport. In fact, her dear husband, Prince Charles, also got the blame for her death. Despite multiple investigations confirming her death was an accident, speculation continues, fueled by secrecy, royal tensions, and Diana's own fears that she was being targeted. Number 2. The moon will turn green. Back in 2016, a strange rumor spread across the internet claiming that the moon would glow green on April 20th and again on May 29th. A phenomenon supposedly caused by planetary alignment, something that hadn't happened since 1596. Of course, the moon never turned green. While it can appear red during a lunar eclipse due to Earth's shadow-filtering sunlight, similar to how sunsets appear red, there is no astronomical reason for green. Skywatching columnist Joe Rao quickly debunked the claim, pointing out that a full moon actually occurred on April 22nd, not April 20th. His best guess? The April 20th date wasn't a coincidence. It was likely a nod to National Weed Day. The supposed last green moon happening 420 years ago? Also suspicious. In the end, it was just another case of the internet having a little too much fun with numbers and viral myths. Number 1. 9/11 was an inside job. On September 11, 2001, nearly 3,000 people lost their lives in a series of coordinated terrorist attacks. But within days, conspiracy theories emerged, some claiming that the US government played a role or even allowed the attacks to happen. One of the most persistent theories is that the Twin Towers collapsed due to controlled demolition, not plane impacts, a claim repeatedly disproven by structural engineers. Others argue that the Pentagon was hit by a missile, not a plane, despite overwhelming video and eyewitness evidence. The theory that President George W. Bush's administration orchestrated 9/11 to justify war in the Middle East also gained traction. Figures like Alex Jones and Marjorie Taylor Greene have helped keep these theories alive, despite mountains of evidence proving otherwise. But in the world of conspiracies, even the most tragic events become fuel for speculation. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.